Hello everyone, it's me, Uncle John. Today I am going to read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel, page 155 to 157. There was a very good chance they were going to get caught by the filch of Mrs. Norris, and Harry felt he was pushing his luck, breaking another school rule today. On the other hand, Malfoy's sneering face kept looming up out of the darkness. This was his big chance to beat Malfoy face to face. He couldn't miss it. 11:30, Ron muttered at last. We better go. They pulled on their bathrobes, picked up their wands. They crept across the tower room, down the spiral staircase, and into the Gryffindor common room. A few embers were still glowing in the fireplace, turning all the armchairs into hunched back black shadows. They had almost reached the portrait hall when a voice spoke from the chair nearest them. I can't believe you're going to do this, Harry. A lamp that flickered on was Hermione Granger, wearing a pink bathrobe and a frown. You, said Ron furiously, go back to bed. I almost told you, brother. Hermione snapped. Percy, he's a prefect. He'd put a stop to this. Harry couldn't believe anyone could be so interfering. Come on, he said to Ron. He pushed open the portrait of the fat lady and climbed through the hall. Hermione wasn't going to give up that easily. She followed Ron through the portrait hall, hissing at them like an angry goose. Don't you care about Gryffindor? Do you only care about yourselves? I don't want Slytherin to win the House Cup, and you'll lose all the points I got from Professor McGonagall for knowing about switching spells. Go away. All right, but I warned you. You just remember what I said when you're on the train home tomorrow. Yes, so. But what they didn't find out. Hermione had turned to the portrait of the fat lady to get back inside and found herself facing an empty painting. The fat lady had gone on a nighttime visit, and Hermione was locked out of the Gryffindor tower. Now what am I going to do? She asked shrilly. That's your problem, said Ron. You got to go. We're going to be late. They hadn't even reached the end of the corridor when Hermione caught up with them. I'm coming with you, she said. You're not? You think I'm going to stand out here and wait for Filch to catch me? If he finds all three of us, I'll tell him the truth, that I was trying to stop you, and you can't back me up. You got some nerve, said Ron loudly. Shut up, both of you, said Harry sharply. I heard something with a sort of a snuffling. Mrs. Norris, breathed Ron, squinting through the dark. It wasn't Mrs. Norris, it was Neville. He was curled up on the floor, fast asleep, but jerked suddenly awake as they crept nearer. Thank goodness you found me. I've been out here for hours. I couldn't remember the new password to get into bed. Keep your voice down, Neville. The password is fixed now, but it won't help you now. The fat lady's gone off himself, go somewhere. How's your arm? Said Harry. Fine, said Neville, showing them. Madame Pomfrey mended it in about a minute. Good. Well, look, Neville, we got to be somewhere. We'll see you later. Don't leave me, said Neville, scrambling to his feet. I don't want to stay here alone. The bloody baton's been passed twice already. Ron looked at his watch and then glared furiously at Hermione and Neville. If either of you get us caught, I'll never rest until I've learned that the curse of the boogies Quirrell told us about, and use it on you. Hermione opened her mouth, perhaps to tell Ron exactly how to use the curse of the boogies, but Harry hissed at her to be quiet and beckoned them all forward. They flitted along corridors, strapped with the birds of moonlight from the high window. At every turn, Harry expected to run into the Filch or Mrs. Norris, but they were lucky. They sped up a staircase to the third floor and tiptoed toward the trophy room. Malfoy and Crabbe weren't there yet. The crystal trophy cases glimmered where the moonlight caught them. Cups, shields, plates, and statues winked silver and gold in the darkness. They edged along the walls, keeping their eyes on the doors at either end of the room. Harry took out his wand in case Malfoy leapt in and started at once. The minutes crept by. He's late. Maybe he's chickened out, Ron whispered. And then a noise in the next room made them jump. Harry had only just raised his wand when they heard someone speak, and it wasn't Malfoy. Snip around, my sweet. They might be lurking in a corner. Was Filch speaking to Mrs. Norris? Horror struck, Harry waved madly at the other three to follow him as quickly as possible. They scurried silently toward the way from the Filch's boys. The end.